Welcome back to another Think Spree video, where we unpack fascinating stuff your school textbooks definitely skipped. Today's episode? We're going full Sherlock Holmes. We're talking about how to read anyone using the power of body language and microexpressions. Whether you want to become a human lie detector, ace your next job interview, or just win arguments with your dog, this video is for you. And hey, before we start reading other people, how about you read that little red button below and subscribe? Trust me, it'll make your YouTube feed way more interesting. Plus, it's free. Cheaper than a mind-reading course, and way more fun. Alright, let's get into it. Humans are constantly communicating, even when they're not speaking. In fact, studies suggest that more than half of our communication is nonverbal. That's body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, gestures, the whole silent symphony of human interaction. If you know how to read those signals, you can decode what people are really thinking. And once you get good at it, it feels like having a superpower. Or at least like winning social bingo every time. Let's start with posture. How someone stands or sits can tell you a lot. If a person is standing tall, shoulders back, chest open, that's usually confidence. Not always arrogance, just comfort in the space they're in. On the flip side, someone who's hunched over, crossing their arms, or shrinking into themselves. That often signals discomfort, insecurity, or even defensiveness. Of course, context matters. If they're standing in a snowstorm and crossing their arms, they're probably just cold. Don't assume someone's hiding a dark secret just because they hate winter. Next up, gestures. Open-handed gestures usually mean honesty and openness. Think about politicians. When they're trying to sound trustworthy, you'll often see them speak with palms facing up. It subconsciously signals that they're not hiding anything. Touching the face or neck, however, is a bit different. These are self-soothing gestures. People often touch their neck, rub their eyes, or scratch their nose when they're nervous or unsure. It's like a subtle way the body says, I'm not entirely comfortable right now. Let's talk about feet for a second. Nobody ever thinks about feet, but they're honest little truth-tellers. Unlike our faces, we don't consciously control where our feet point. If you're talking to someone and their feet are pointing toward the door, their brain might already be halfway out of the conversation. On the other hand, if their feet are pointed directly at you, congrats, you've got their attention. Or you're blocking the only exit. Now, let's zoom in even more. Facial expressions. Most of us are pretty good at reading the basics, smiles, frowns, surprise. But the real magic is in the microexpressions. These are super quick, involuntary facial movements that flash across the face in less than half a second. They happen before someone can hide or fake their emotions, which makes them incredibly revealing. There are 7 universal microexpressions: happiness, sadness, fear, anger, surprise, disgust, and contempt. These expressions happen across all cultures, all age groups, and even show up in people who are blind. They're baked into human DNA. Take anger, for example. When someone's truly angry, even for a split second, you'll see the eyebrows lower and pull together, the eyes narrow, and the lips press tight. It's fast, but unmistakable if you know what to look for. Fear. Eyes widen, eyebrows raise, mouth slightly opens. It's like a deer in the headlights look, and it's usually pretty clear something just startled them, maybe your sudden interest in psychology. Contempt is an interesting one. It shows up as a half smile on one side of the mouth. It's not friendliness, it's more like, I know something you don't. It's common in power dynamics, or when someone thinks they're better than someone else. If you see it during a conversation, tread carefully. Or just throw them some popcorn and watch the drama unfold. Now, let's talk about clusters. One gesture alone doesn't tell you much. Crossed arms could mean they're cold, or mad, or just comfy. But if you combine crossed arms with a scowl, tight lips, and turned away feet, now you've got a clear emotional picture. Always look for at least 3 signals that point in the same direction before making a judgment. Think of it like detective work. Or assembling IKEA furniture. One piece doesn't make sense until you see how it connects. Then there's the voice. Even when we say the right words, our tone can completely change the meaning. Saying, "I'm fine," can mean a dozen different things depending on pitch, speed, and volume. If someone says they're fine but sounds like they just swallowed a lemon, spoiler alert, they're not fine. Also, pay attention to mirroring. When people are comfortable with you, they often subconsciously mirror your posture and gestures. If you lean forward, they lean forward. If you cross your legs, they do too. It's like a silent, "I'm with you" signal. On the flip side, if someone suddenly stops mirroring you, or starts distancing themselves physically or emotionally, that could be a red flag. Let's move to eye contact. Too little eye contact can signal discomfort or deceit. Too much, and now it's creepy. There's a sweet spot. People who are lying often overcompensate by staring more intensely, thinking it makes them look more honest. Fun fact, most people think liars look away, but good liars know that and try not to. Also, watch for blinking. A sudden change in blink rate, either too much or too little, can signal stress or cognitive overload. If someone goes from relaxed blinking to rapid-fire eyelid action, something just changed in their emotional state. Now, here's the golden rule of reading people: baseline first. Always take note of someone's normal behavior before jumping to conclusions. If someone naturally speaks fast and uses big hand gestures, that's not anxiety, it's just Tuesday. But if someone who's normally calm suddenly starts tapping their foot, avoiding eye contact, or fidgeting like they drank 5 espressos, now you've got a clue. Let's test your new skills. Imagine this: you're at a party. You see someone across the room smiling and nodding while someone talks at them. But their body is turned away, their arms are folded, and they keep glancing at the door. Are they interested? Probably not. That's a polite smile on a bored soul planning their escape route. Or picture a job interview. The interviewer smiles, leans forward, mirrors your movements, and nods as you speak. You're doing well. But if they lean back, glance at the clock, or start stacking papers mid-sentence, you may need to pivot. Reading body language isn't about being manipulative, it's about understanding. It helps you connect better, resolve conflicts, and avoid awkward moments where someone says they're fine, and you nod like a fool thinking they meant it. It's also important to use these tools ethically. Don't go full mentalist and interrogate your friends like suspects on a crime show. This isn't about catching lies or psychoanalyzing your cousin at dinner. It's about being more aware of the subtle things people say without words. And maybe, just maybe, being a little more honest with your own signals too. And before we wrap this up, remember, everyone leaks. No, not like plumbing. Emotionally. Our thoughts and feelings seep out in tiny expressions, in the way we move, speak, and react. Once you start paying attention, the world gets a lot more interesting. Almost like subtitles on people's emotions. So if this video helped you understand the secret signals behind human behavior, do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button like it's a firm handshake from a confident negotiator. Smash that like button like you just spotted a micro-expression of surprise. And ring that bell so you're always a step ahead in your social game. Thanks for joining another brain-boosting adventure here on ThinkSpree. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your body relaxed, and your inner Sherlock well-fed. Catch you later.